It's like, oh, we got the laser working. Who needs that extra 50 credits for railings?
Man. Well, we got the laser working. Right. How much does our budget account for railings? None. What do you mean none? I mean, it looks like our budget was basically spent on the super weapon.
Oh, okay, that's all we really need to work.
Well, hope that nobody falls. Second. One second later, someone like accidentally runs into another person. They fall down the hole.
It's like inside the Death Star too, with the hyper beam columns. It's like you have all these little platforms but no railings. It's like, yeah, if they fall, they fall. Who needs railings?
Close. That fighting out there is troopers defending our homes.
Even like the Star Destroyers.
We need to lock down the genetic archive and keep the clankers out.
It's
stuff like that. It's no railings.
You die for your
it's so funny, like how Star Wars can have the most advanced weapons,
but they
destroy
can't
planets,
have like
but
the
they can,
list of logic.
yeah, like railings. Railings is before their time.
we can come up with multi planetary travel, and we can figure out how to chart these hyperspace lanes that let us travel all the way to the other end of the galaxy, but we don't know what a railing is.
Hey, as long as the hyperdrive's working, man, that's all that matters.
As long as
hyperdrive working,
as long as our big guns are working, that's all I care about. You don't care about the railings, sir?
Shield's good, awesome.
But sir, what about the railings? I don't need railings. You need railings?
No,
No, sir.
Make it half a quarter away to say we did it. But that's so weird though, if you think about it, like a quarter of that railings that Kylo Ren walked on, that quarter of that platform had railings, but the rest was just plain platform.
Just like that
that
very beginning had railings, and then the middle just nothing.
Like what's the point, like, of even having it if like,
I don't know, maybe semi-security reasons? I don't know.
Man, this is, come on now.
Fuck no.
Alright, let's focus now.
Yeah, I'm trying to protect the sides, but they're all just like they're all grouping up at the sides, and it's impossible. Man, but I want to talk about railings, man.
You want to talk about railings?
I want to talk about railings and how essential they are.
Do they have showers? You know what I noticed? They probably don't use back tanks anymore.
Well, what would they use? I mean, back to
Remember, whatever Finn was in when he got hurt.
Oh yeah, that's right.
I noticed that too. It's like, should he be like a back tank if he's healing? Because I thought that was like their thing. I guess the water that was coming out of him.
Technology upgrades, but they still don't have railings.
Well, remember how like there was water coming out of him?
Yeah.
When he was walking down the hall.
Maybe
I guess
it is a sort of back to thing, but it's like a little suit instead of like an actual chamber. That's the only thing I can think of.
Me too.
Come on the right. Never mind, right. Good guy, they are pushing really hard on that list on the left. The list. I didn't say list, I said list. Oh god!
I thought you said rip.
No, I
said rip.
There's not even a lift here for them to push on. Oh no! No!
Well, yeah, I hate. I guess it was cool how Luke was, but I don't know. It didn't seem really Luke like a little bit sometimes.
No, I kind of wish they'd had him in his Return of the Jedi. And I thought, and I thought that's what they said they were gonna do. Like I thought they said he was gonna look like what he did in Return of the Jedi.
I don't know. I guess that's pretty cool that little kids could be like the next Jedi in the series, I guess.
Yeah. Oh, okay. This probably is gonna sound like blasphemy, but you know what I kind of like but kind of hate about
What?
the whole Rey's not like forced, like her parents are nobody and she just magically has his force powers because the force chose her. I kind of like it because it's kind of an aspect that's never really been done in Star Wars. But and this might sound like blasphemy, but I'm not gonna lie. I kind of wish I kind of liked Midichlorians to a certain point, but at the same time I didn't like them. I liked them because it explained kind of why not everybody is like force sensitive, and why some seem to be a little more powerful starting off like Anakin than like say somebody else who was the same age as him. But the thing that I didn't like about Midichlorians was that it restricted power. So if you lost so much of your Midichlorians, then apparently you weren't as powerful as, or you weren't as strong as you could be.
Enemies
Yeah.
retreating. Retreating at last.
But I liked Midichlorians because it kind of gave that aspect of sort of an in-universe thing as far as like why some Jedi are why some people have more and are more have more force or are able to I can't talk. Why some people seem to be able to tap into the force more easily than others, and why some people seem to be stronger in the force than others.
Yeah.
So I don't know how I feel about the I don't know how I feel about the whole her parents are nobody. They're just scavengers that sold her off for a quick buck so that they could buy some booze and or whatever and get off the planet.
Yeah, I think it's pretty cool, but at the same time, it's kind of like I hate the way they kept teasing it. Like they kept like poking you, like, oh, they're about to talk to Rey's parents. No, they're not. Like they kept teasing it and poking you on it.
You're like,
And then like when you finally get to it, you're like, wait, what the heck was that all about? Like why y'all kept teasing me? And it's really
like
nothing.
you made it sound like Rey's parents were pretty important, and I just find out that they're nothing but a bunch of scavengers, and the Force just chose her. That
Yeah,
doesn't
exactly.
That doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, just say, okay, her parents aren't nobody. Okay, I'm cool with that. Don't like sit there for like 2 movies like, who's my parents? Who's my parents? Who's my parents? You know?
Well, and not even that, but like if her parents are nobody, like at least another big problem I have with the Force chose her explanation is it feels like a half-assed reason as to why she's
Yeah.
so strong.
Yeah.
Like overall,
I think
I find
we're over.
like overall, I find it interesting aspect that the Force can choose people, kind of like with Anakin, and the fact that
Yeah.
the Force kind of forged him and created him as kind of a way for Plagueis messing around and trying to manipulate the Force into his own thing. So that aspect of the whole the Force chose them, I find cool.
Yeah.
It's the aspect of she seems to be like good at everything involving the Force, and she doesn't really seem to have sort of any of these sort of obstacles to leap over. I mean, like in the first one, all she had to do was just say, "That's right, the Force," and then all of a sudden, which I understand, and the only reason I was defending in the first one was because of the fact that Kylo was like half injured, and and already has some pretty serious wounds. But then, just the fact that she's on par with Kylo, without any sort of training.
Yeah.
In the second one, it just doesn't make any sense.
And what really got me with the part was like, it really bothers me about the Force Awakens. Is the fact like all of a sudden it's like I know how to manipulate people with the Force.
Yeah, yeah.
Open these chains with the door. Like, how does she already know this?
Well, and see,
Like,
that's
you know?
another thing. Like, you know, I heard a lot of things saying like, "Oh, she's a Kenobi," and you know, I was like, okay, I can see that because you know she was able to do that, and that's kind of Kenobi's trait.
Yeah.
But then they just go and I don't know how it's.
My thing is like that stuff like you have to learn. Like she doesn't know. Like Luke didn't know you can do that, and Luke knew like nothing
dude.
about the Force.
Luke didn't even know you could throw a lightsaber. Luke didn't even know anything about Force lightning. But
Yeah, like he had to learn stuff. Like, oh, you can do that with it. You can do that.
yeah, and you know, that's one thing that makes Luke. That's one thing that makes his journey like satisfying. You know, he kind of has this like awe-inspiring moment in the New Hope where he realizes that he has abilities that he doesn't understand, and you know, then in the second one, he gets cocky, and you know well, I guess I shouldn't say he gets cocky because I don't know if it was really him getting cocky, but you know, it was him rushing to protect Leia and them before his training was complete, and him kind of confronting Vader before he was ready, and he lost and suffered because of that. And then after that was kind of like a obstacle of him to kind of learn to be more patient, and for him to kind of take it easy, you know, don't rush headstrong into things, think about them before you act, stuff like that. And then Rey is just like, oh, she doesn't have to do anything with that because she can do everything apparently without any real proper training.
Yeah, really.
And I mean, Luke had some proper training, probably longer than what Rey ever had. He couldn't even beat Darth Vader, and Darth Vader could draw circles around Kylo Ren and make him look like a child.
Oh yeah. Yeah, really.
So I don't know. That's honestly my biggest issue with Rey.
It's just with Rey, everything comes too easy for her.
Yeah, I mean,
She doesn't really have to struggle for anything.
Exactly. And I mean, I understand that, you know, maybe things come a little more natural to her, but at the same time, it's like, she needs to have an arc, you know? She needs to go through some sort of change, not just be good at everything. And I would have kind of given it a little bit of a pass if she, like, I remember I heard theories that, like, she could have been a child of Palpatine or something like that.
Yeah.
If they had gone that route, or saying that she was like the daughter of some really powerful Jedi that had kind of kept her secret, I wouldn't have minded it so much because it would have had a little more explanation. But just the fact that her parents were nothing. They had no prior history with the Force, no interaction with it that we know of at least, but I doubt they have the way they made it sound like in Last Jedi. They were just a bunch of nobodies who drank and sold their daughter off for a quick buck.
And the thing with Rey, like you said with Luke, is like Luke, like when he saw that he could, like when Yoda say, "Hey, I want you to pick up your ship out of the water," Luke was like, "Dude, there's
like,
no
I can't
way."
do that.
Like, what are you talking about? That's stupid. There's no way. But like for Rey, she's
he said it. He said himself, "What you ask is impossible."
yeah. And like the thing with Rey, she sees all these rocks, and she's sitting there like picking
She's
them all
like,
up.
"Oh,
I'm
I
like,
got this."
yeah, it's like, all right, come on, man. She needs some type of like struggle to kind of like, you know, because if she loses, I don't know like that would lead her to the dark side. To like, I would think lead her to the dark side. Like, dang, I thought this was easy, you know?
And you know, honestly, I was kind of hoping, and that's another thing that kind of upsetting me about The Last Jedi. You know, in Rebels and in interviews and stuff like that, and in the trailers, they made it sound like it was going to be more kind of Grey Jedi centric. But no, instead it's just the same old good versus evil plot again. Thing that we've seen 1,000 times in Star Wars. And I've always liked the idea behind Grey Jedi. And that's one reason why I never really liked the Jedi themselves, just because their views were just so dogmatic, thinking that there was only one side and that side was the right side and anybody followed the other side was bad or wrong, which is one reason why, you know, the whole Jedi Sith stuff happened, because the Jedi they were too dogmatic in their views, weren't willing to accept the truth and the fact that there's more to the Force than just the light side, even if they didn't like it.
Yeah. Yeah, it's just, I feel like you said, Luke's just more like a story. Luke has like a journey.
Yeah.
He had a lot of ups, he had a lot of downs. But yet his journey continued.
Rey more like a comic book character that can do nothing wrong.
Yeah, it's like Rey's just perfect. She could never fail, like, basically. Which is not realistic, you know?
No. Well, I mean, even before, all you have to do is look at Vader. Like, even whenever Vader died, or after Mustafar, you know, his power was extremely lacking, and he wasn't as strong as he was whenever he was Anakin. And,
oh yeah, easily.
You know, he couldn't even beat, and at that point, I'm sure that just like Vader, even though he had lost all his limbs and kind of wasn't as strong as he used to be, I bet you he was still at least 2 times as strong as Rey, at least.
Yeah.
And in the new Vader comics, so after Return of the Jedi, he couldn't even beat a fully fledged Jedi Knight or Jedi Master. And I don't know, I just find that ridiculous that, you know, all these people couldn't beat someone, or all these people who were probably a lot stronger than Rey, or probably even Kylo, if I'm being completely honest. And how they couldn't beat these really high power, high level, high skill Jedi or Sith. Yet Rey can just beat Kylo shutdown initiated. No problem. And can beat the Praetorian Guards, who are trained by Snoke and are his elite soldiers, without even as much as a scratch.
Yeah.
I think there was only one real guard that gave no issue, but that's really it.
That's why I think Kylo's story is way more interesting, because at least he has somewhat of a journey story.
Kylo feels more like a journey than Rey does.
Yeah, it really does, because it's more like, I don't know what, like, he's kind of stuck in between. And he has his ups, like when he has victorious, but he has his downs too.
Yeah.
Like he has his comebacks. So yeah, Rey is just like, her story is just too smooth. I know it's probably too late now, but like, she has to lose like something, like she has to fail at least one time at something.
No, I don't think that's gonna happen.
Because like, even with like, she was on the planet on Luke's place, like the way she was like using that lightsaber was way too perfect. Like, without even being taught. I mean, I guess that goes back to the fact that, say, okay, she has natural abilities, okay, she's probably good at using a lightsaber more than other people, but still, I feel like they don't give her stuff to learn. Like you said, like Yoda had to teach Luke how to do this, or he has to learn how to do this particular force. Because I don't know, there's just nothing being taught. It's just all of a sudden coming to her. Like, oh wait, I know I can do this.
Couldn't do this 5 seconds ago, but look, I can do it now.
Yeah, it's like, and that's why that one part bothers me about the whole like, you will unlock these chains and free me, because it's like, okay, how does she learn that? Like this, like how did she just know? Okay, I'm gonna use the Force, this thing I know nothing about.
Which is once again why I said I don't understand. Which is why they never should have gone with the whole her parents are nobody, because I mean, well, plus I mean, you know, we kind of already had that, you know, the Force choosing with Anakin, just because of the fact that, you know, Force kind of chose me to, because at least as far as I know, Anakin is literally a manifestation of the Force.
Yeah, he really is.
And so, you know, that's kind of another reason. We've already had the whole Force choosing story. But yeah, like you said, there's still just there's a lot of things about Rey's character that doesn't make her as interesting as she could have been. And
I find Jyn Erso a little bit more interesting, because at least she lost something in order to get what she was.
Well, she lost something, and she went through a journey. She went through a story. You know, she went from being this somebody who didn't care about anything or anyone to somebody who lost her dad and all of a sudden felt like she had a purpose and cared about something. Going in. Yeah. And yeah, I don't. That's why I'd agree with you. I think that Jyn's story is a lot more interesting than Rey's story.
Yeah, they just make Rey seem too perfect.
Exactly.
Which is not real, you know.
No. I mean, plus it's not even. It doesn't even matter that it's not even real. It's just there's no good storytelling aspects of it. Because if you have this character that can't do anything perfect, then it just, or that does everything perfect, then overall it just makes a boring character. Because you know, no matter what, she's gonna succeed, or she's not gonna do anything wrong. Like there's no suspense or wonder. Is like, oh shit, is so and so gonna be able to do this, or is so and so gonna be able to restrain falling to the dark side after she got to power. Like there's none of that in Rey's story. You know that she's the good guy, and that's about it, because that's all that they apparently think matters.
Like I feel like in like personal life, like if I can base my life over a Star Wars character, as much as I hate to say this, I feel like my life is kind of like Luke. Because you feel like you're that small-time guy, but you feel like you're destined for something, to do something great, you know? But yeah, you go through like the ups and downs, and you know, the struggles, and you know, overcoming of, and just learning, you know?
Oh, and you know, that's kind of one reason why I honestly, out of all the Star Wars characters that I personally relate to the most is Vader, because you know, Vader, he had a shit life growing up. My life growing up was kind of shit. You know, he didn't really have much of anything. He didn't really have a ton of friends. Everybody kind of treated him as like this kind of social outcast sort of person. And then, you know, all of a sudden, you know, something happens, and he starts, fuck you, and you know, something happens, and he starts to feel like things are going right for him, and you know, even though things are going right, he still has his ups and downs. You know, he still struggles with things in his life, like I have in my life, from just family stuff, from personal stuff, from relationship stuff, and you know, he had, Anakin had that his whole life, and
Yeah.
there was one point when he basically lost everything, and there's been many points in my life when it feels like I kind of lost everything. Well, right now, there's this
Transport's ready to launch. Get aboard. We're all leaving Tatooine together.
And the little time that like I talked to her, she did made a pretty big influence, like just on my life in general, and you know. So like because of stuff that's happened to me in my past, and you know, whenever people say that they care and stuff, it takes a lot for me to believe that, and it takes a while, just because, you know.
Yeah.
I grew up, and you know, people said that to me all the time, but you know, people would leave all the time, and so like there's the part of me that, you know, wants to believe, because you know, I care about her a lot too, and she means a lot to me, like she says that I do to her. But it's always it's that broken part of me that's just like, I don't know if shut up. It's just like that broken part that's just like, can I trust this? Can I believe it? You know, stuff like that. And yeah. So that's kind of one reason why I can relate to Vader and Anakin, because you know, they both had kind of a shitty life, and they had a lot going against them, and you know, and that's kind of why I like Vader so much, because you know, he lost everything, but he managed to kind of build himself back up, which is, you know, what I would like and kind of hope to be able to do.
Yeah. And you will, bud.
Plus, I just
one day at a
like him
time.
because, you know, he's an interesting character with a lot of story arc and stuff like that, and you know, he doesn't take shit from nobody. Somebody pisses him off, or he gets angry. He's just like, you know what? I'm just gonna force choke you and kill you.
Yeah, I think that's what Disney is kind of missing, like, or is they're writing right now.
Yeah,
As much as people
they're
knock on-
missing that kind of nitty-gritty, darker part of Star Wars. Well, and that's
As much as, like,
Return with Last Jedi, you know, there was a lot of things that were unnecessary. Like the whole casino scene, it felt very
Yeah, it was
unnecessary.
useless.
And
Yeah.
just it felt like there was a joke every 5 minutes, which kind of took away from the tone of the movie.
It wasn't like a Rogue One type jokes.
No, like
Rogue One did it perfect. Like
yeah, like
the
there
way they
was
did Rogue One jokes.
yeah.
Like it was there, but it wasn't like in your
It wasn't
face all
like
the
in
time.
your face, haha, hope you're having a good time kind of jokes. Like there was some serious stuff going on, but you know.
Yeah.
And like whenever
The
Ray,
junkyard
or
is
not,
nearly
whenever Jin was talking and trying to make that heroic speech, you know, you could tell that it wasn't exactly a joke, but it was kind of, it felt kind of like a joke, just because of the fact that, you know, she never really believed in anything or anyone, and this is kind of the first time she did, and not only that, but there was people who were following her, and so, you know, it was kind of like it felt kind of like a joke because, you know, you could tell it was out of her comfort zone, but she was doing the best